Hey guys, just a little update. I was firing videos out there pretty rapidly, but I was turning them out as the work was being done. I wasn't really working that rapidly, but the videos sure came out that way. Um, I made a decision at some point to kind of start touching up some paint. And, you know, I'm surprised I haven't stripped the whole machine down to bare metal, but I've got become a little obsessed. Let's just say that the job got a little obsessive. I watch these wood and metal workshop, and watch the other guys refinish these double E's and automotive finishes, and my deal was looking pretty scroungy here with all the grease and grime from the teardown, and so I got one more piece, I think, other than the main body. I have one more piece to paint, and it really kind of set me back. I would say with the current weather conditions, I would say it may have set me back a good week, because I'm painting. There's no 90-degree, low humidity days, so it's taking a while for the paint to cure, and I certainly want the paint to harden before I start assembling. Yeah, so anyway, here's my last piece. I'm using rattle can, Rust-Oleum, gloss protective enamel. Now in the past I've used the same product here, and I brushed it on with a paintbrush. And matter of fact, I think I did the whole lathe with a paintbrush. And I've used an automotive type of gravity spray gun for some things, but all the current painting is all rattle can. This is my last piece. I'll tape this off. I'll probably take this down to bare metal, since it is such a high traffic, high use item. But then again, maybe that's the perfect base right there. Maybe I should just scuff that up. Haven't really decided yet. Let's go see what I have done. I've turned my lathe, and I'm sure a lot of you will disapprove. I've turned my lathe into a painting studio. This is the kind of the wet look that I'm trying to achieve. I got the top of this. I just did a superficial job. I haven't done the sides down here, nothing down there, nothing down here. I did, however, for the first time, I painted this. This was blue. The whole lathe was painted this color, blue. I mean, even the handles were painted blue. The wheels were painted blue. I did do the door to the belt guard, the belt housing. I found an elbow that I had and changed that out. This is working well. I did the gearbox, the control box, and I did the apron. And here's the top of the headstock. This is what you're looking at, operator's view. I need to get some tweezers, get that fuzz off of there. And here's my carriage, which I've got extremely heavy paint, and I want to really let that harden before I get that into service. And I got my
cover the back of the dash, components for the lift itself, backrest.
I got everything taped off, covered up that needs to be covered up. There's even a little screw here I found, a little detent screw. I got masking tape over that. It's my way wipers, headstock, and I painted back in here. And like I said, when I first got this machine, it was blue. If you go back about a year plus a month or two, you can see this thing when I first got it. There's a couple videos called Moving It. And I think Moving It 2, I particularly liked that episode. In that, I came to a decision that, first of all, the fellow, I forget his name right now, he moves equipment for a lot of the YouTube guys. He's out of New York, I think. And how I came onto this machine is I was getting ready to buy one that was manufactured right up the road from me in Sydney. Monarch, maybe. People were acting really. There was 3 parties involved in the ownership, and they were acting real funny. And one guy, it came down to a case where I called the guy, said, "Listen, I'm going to bring the money to you. I want to take home that container full of accessories that you have, and I want to get started on derusting." The machine sat for a long time, and it needed a lot of work. And so I drive up there with $1,250, $1,300, something like that in my hand. I'm back in the driveway, and he's acting all mystified as to, you know, why I'm backing up, and what I'm, you know. I repeated my intentions that I want to bring home these components. Well, all those components might not go to this machine. I said, well, if anything in it doesn't go with the machine, I'll bring it back when I pick up the machine. I want to pay you today. They've been trying to sell this machine for about 4 months. So, they seemed reluctant to take my money, so I said, you know what? Call me when you're ready to sell it. And of course, he wanted to sell it right then, but he didn't want, he didn't want to give me, after paying for it, he didn't want me to let me take anything. Anyway, Brian Block, I shared all this information in a video, and Brian Block says, don't give them any money. Check this out. And he sent me a link to a website, a company out of Cleveland, and I'll get the name of them in here somewhere. And they had this thing listed for $639 or something like that. Now, it's 7 or 14 days prior to that, it was 800, and another 2 weeks. They were dropping the price a certain percentage every week or every month or something. It was still listed on eBay apparently for like $2,200, or maybe on their web, I don't know. Anyway, for me, it was like $630. I think I paid about $300 to have it delivered. The shipment was coming on the trailer with Brian Block's square rotary. He's a round rotary table. His gigantic rotary table. Matter of fact, it shows a video of me forklifting his rotary table off and putting it on the street so I can access my machine. But moving it to the point I wanted to make. So there's a point where everybody's left. I'm here by myself in the evening with the forklift on the trailer in my driveway, backed up to the garage with nothing hooked up to the trailer, no power unit. The lathe is sitting in my garage on the skid, 3,400 pounds. And I'm thinking I'm not going to get that thing off that skid without this forklift. I can't let that forklift leave without getting it off the skid. Forklift's already late. It was supposed to go back that day. So I figured out a way to get the forklift off the trailer and get the lathe off the skid, and I was a little tickled by that. Forklift rental was very reasonable. It was like $125, I think, for the day. Of course, I had it 2 days. I didn't have it 2 days, but I was a day late bringing it back. The machine was blue. So the first time I tore it down, I got my scrapers out and blah, blah, blah. And reassembled it, forgot to tighten the grub screws and the shifting fork for the feed direction. Loused up my oil line, so I had reason to take it apart again. And the first time was a lot smoother than the second time. Ignorance is bliss, I guess. So I'm gonna let all this paint harden and get this thing back together and start making some chips. I have some projects lined up, and I got some new cutting tools, or new inserts. Thinking about getting a new cutting tool. I have some material for my project. Yeah. So I kind of threw a roadblock out in front of that time-wise, and certainly I guess I can pull all this down. A temporary paint booth. Let me let things dry a little bit more. Need to get some oil for the clutch and headstock. John Deere makes a I think it's a hydraulic oil that was suggested that I use. And I may stick with transmission fluid, Ford transmission fluid for the apron. Had no complaints there. Either it's going to be that or whey oil, and transmission fluid's a hell of a lot cheaper than whey oil.
Help build this channel, subscribe. It's free.
I believe I got this clutch lever adjusted well. This is on all the way, and it's off, and I got full travel. There's off all the way, and 1.5 to 2 inches from banging on this, which was always a problem, and always a problem for other Pratt and Whitney machines. I believe I have that adjusted well. Last couple months I've been using this clutch handle only. And that puts the brakes on like right now. Okay, this is far too long of a video for really not having any content other than me blabbering. So I'm gonna get back to watching my wood and metal machine shop video, forklift build. And yeah, that's where I'm at. You guys have a great day. Paul, I have a care package coming out to you with some stickers and a few gifts I'd like to share with you. So that's going in the post today, the 14th, October, I guess. Yeah, October 14th, Friday. So maybe you'll see that. Hopefully you'll see it. Unlike the last letter posted to you. Okay, guys. And thank you so much, Paul, for the shout out to my channel. That was really cool.